sort of making the point to the referee. Well, now remember, guys, you owe us one, because I think you missed one there.
Ball at the 30-yard line. First down, Denver. Elway again to throw it first down. Looks left, comes back right. Has a man wide open. It's Mike Pritchard. And we mentioned Mike Pritchard because he was the last man that Elway saw open before his concussion. So that's the last thing I really remember. And he was open again here.
He'll come right out of the left side of the screen in the slot. They're in a zone defense. Initially out of the slot. He's not really open. Once he clears 23, Sean Gale there, he pops wide open. And Elway has the patience standing back there patting the ball, and just that patented zip delivery he has gets it to him.
2 plays, 33 yards. First down. Look out to the near side of Pritchard. 40-yard line, gain of 7. Second down and 3. Thus far, the Chargers defense hasn't been able to even slow down the offense of the Denver Broncos.
Boy, I was talking, Charlie, about the ability to run after the catch of Anthony Miller. You know, so often we forget in this game that one of the challenges Dave Adolph there, the defensive coordinator, faces with Denver is Michael Pritchard, a former running back at Colorado. He came in here built in running with the ball before he caught it.
Elway looking directly into the sun. Second down and 3. Here's the ground game. It's good for a yard. Terrell Davis, down by Reuben Davis, no relation. But Elway is magnificent. Has he missed a pass? No. What are his figures?
You know, he's off to a start right now, Charlie. That's very John Elway-ish. Let's put it that way. He's accurate. He's taking advantage, and he already has 126 yards. So it's an impressive start and a distressing start for the Chargers as far as they're concerned. We saw Mike
They've got a timeout call by the Denver Broncos. That stops the clock now with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Elway, he smiles. You can smile like that when you're up by a score of 14-0. Be sure to get all the inside stuff next Saturday with Ahmad Rashad and Willow Bay. Ahmad goes one-on-one with the #1 pick of the NBA draft, Joe Smith of the Golden State Warriors, next Saturday. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Now, we had the numbers of John Elway. Now, coming off his last concussion, 1986, some 9 years ago. He had outstanding numbers in that ballgame.
Yeah, he really did. He threw for 300 and some odd yards against Seattle here in Mile High. And, you know, the concussion and the bicep tendon injury are very distressing during the week. But you take a look at that performance off the last ding that he had that long ago, and it tells you that here's a guy that really recovers. And it also tells you that don't always buy the hype about, gee, our quarterback's hurting. Maybe we should run the ball more often.
He said last week he was drifting in and out after being hit. Well, he's drifted back. There's no question about that. Third down, 2 yards to go. Puffing to the outside is Terrell Davis. Shut off inside, jumps outside, picks up the first down. Chargers had him stopped inside, but they could not stop him outside.
Well, you know, this is two things. A good defensive job initially by the Chargers. Junior Seau runs right into Aaron Carver, and then Davis just bounces it out and starts straight-arming his way around the corner. And that's patience by the offense, and that's something you can't coach. And that's innate, just instinct ability by a running back to look for some open areas.
First down, 26-yard line of San Diego. Denver up 14-0. Play action fake. Comes back wide open, Shannon Sharp. Sharp told us yesterday in the locker room, he said, I'm healthy. And when I'm healthy, I'm dangerous. And he is.
He really is. They have got the San Diego defense completely back on their heels right now. Sharp fakes a block real quick, jumps off in the flat. Look at Anthony Miller right there. Great block on Dennis Gibson, the inside linebacker, to buy Sharp the extra yards.
This is a drive that started at the 20-yard line. That is the third first down in the drive, now at the San Diego 13-yard line. Davis comes to the outside, cuts back inside, leads to the 5. He's going to pick up 8 on the play. Aaron Carver with the key block for Denver.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of the year where you start having those Macy's parades and whatnot. You see the big inflated balloons. Well, right now the Denver Bronco balloon is overinflated. They are all swollen up, and Bobby Ross's balloon for the San Diego Chargers is leaking air badly.
5-yard line. Second down and 2 for the first down. Davis, not much there. Comes over the top, will come down at the 4. Should be third down and a yard for the first down. Reuben Davis and Sean Lee, the 2 tons of fun. Inside defensive tackle for the Chargers. Stop him at that point.
You know, one thing that's not a good sign for San Diego so far is you've seen Junior Seau a couple times just get stoned in the hole by Aaron Carver on lead blocks. That is really critical for the Chargers because they get a lot of their inspiration and their fire on number 55.
Denver may have to take another. Oh, they can take the countdown to the end of the quarter. That's what they were checking out. If the clocks are both in sync and the game clock looks as if it is, and no, they're going to stop the clock. They're going to take a timeout here with 9 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. Elway walking over to the side and standing next to Jerry Austin, the referee, and then making the call with 9 seconds left. I wonder why.
Well, I think in this situation, they just want to run it down as far as they can, get the one last crack in this end zone.
They like it.
And toss it into the corner on a little fade route. I think they just like the situations and the conditions in this corner. Because remember, if you look at the light on the other side, if you want to throw into the right side, your receiver's going to be looking right into the sun over on the left side of the field. Here, he's not looking into the sun.
And he has both options here, left corner, right corner, and as you said, at the other end of the field. Here we look. This is what he has here. Then we'll go back to the other end of the field, and you can see right in that corner, that far corner, as Randy pointed out, the receiver would be looking back into the sun.
Well, you just got sort of a shade call there,
yeah,
Charlie. You're
right.
Playing for the shade, not the wind.
And San Diego's offside. This is free play. Into the end zone, touchdown. Shannon Sharp. Now we'll check out the flags.
Offside on the defense. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Well, Charlie, you said it. He's healthy, and he's dangerous. And Elway's dangerous when he can get a defense so concerned about the run, he can play action and drag his tight end along the back of the end zone for 6.
Here is the extra point attempt by Elam. It is good. The Broncos go up by a score of 21-0. 3 touchdown drives. The first of only 13 yards. Set up by the 86-yard return. A 96-yard touchdown drive. This caps the 80-yard touchdown drive.
And Shannon Sharp lines up, working against Sean Gale at that backside tight end. Little bumping, little pushing, but John Elway knows he's got a free one because of the offsides. Rolling against his arm. But you know what? When number 7's rolling, he doesn't have any side that he can't throw hard off of the gun he's blessed with.
And Denver, we're still in the first quarter with 4 seconds left. Denver leading San Diego by a score of 21-0.
Hey, you know, the biggest danger right now for the Denver Broncos is, you know, they might get a lot of playing time for the backup quarterbacks, or they might wear this guy out. This horse is about to go for some oats and water because they're wearing this thing out in the first quarter.
That is Thunder with Angela Moore in the saddle.
And that's the last
Broncos
Thunder.
mascot.
So that's the first Thunder. They stuffed them and put them up there.
And there is the last scoring drive, the one we talked about, of 80 yards, complementing a 96-yard and a 13-yarder.
And these drives have been what Mike Shanahan's offense in San Francisco has referred to so many times. It has been brutally efficient.
Andre Coleman is the deep back on the return. He pulls it into the 10-yard line. Out to the 20. The 25 jumps outside after he was hit. Good return. 40, one man. Elam cuts back, maybe caught behind. Gets a block. He could go all the way. He's to the 10, 5, he's in. Whoa! All of a sudden, San Diego back in the ballgame. A fantastic return by Andre Coleman. Whoa!
Well, you can rest Thunder, the Wonder Horse, right now after this play by Coleman. Talked about patience in running earlier by Davis. There's patience in running by Coleman as the returner. Everybody balls up, and then it's suddenly poor Elam's job to try to stop this guy. He's got absolutely no shot, and, you know, nobody but cheerleaders between Coleman and the end zone.
91 yards on the kickoff return for Andre Coleman. John Carney with the 7th point for San Diego. And it is good. The first quarter has come to a close. 21-7 Denver. Andre Coleman, a 91-yard kickoff return. San Diego on the scoreboard for the first time in the ball game. The Broncos lead at 21-7. That play, the conclusion of the first quarter. We go to the second period. And John Carney will be kicking off to Glenn Milburn. Milburn also had an 86-yard kickoff return. That was the opening kickoff of the ball game. 6-yard line. To the 20, 25, he's to the 30, and out to the 37-yard line. 31 yards on the return. Let's go back to the 91-yard touchdown return by Andre Coleman.
Now watch the wedge in front of Coleman just stuff up. He runs right in behind him as he's taught to. And now he's doing what you really can't teach a guy like him. You bounce off, you run, you get a nice block right there by Ronnie Harmon to really bust them loose. And, you know, great execution, great spark for San Diego. But this is a team that needs a spark from their defense because they have not slowed John Elway's offense down yet.
Denver at their own 37-yard line, first down. Opening moment, second quarter. Elway pump fake, comes back, other side. Has a man, just misses Mike Pritchard. He is so quick. You talk to the defensive cornerback, and they say he does that pump fake to the other side. Don't even look, because he's going to come back and be throwing at your side.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 94, around the head, 15 yards, first down.
That'll be on Chris Mims.
Well, remember, Charlie, Jerry Austin was talked to by Bobby Ross and Stan Humphries about them hitting Stan Humphries in the head, that, hey, you missed one. That's a lot less violent. Yes. That's more of a tap in the head, and that's going to result in the same amount of yardage, and you got a little lobbying by the quarterback after it happens.
So the officials have gotten one right, and they've missed one.
Yeah, it doesn't always pay to remind people.
Ball now at the San Diego 48-yard line, first down. Terrell Davis. Oh, he's tough to bring down, and he just keeps fighting. He's going to mark the play dead at the 42-yard line, a minor skirmish downfield.
Well, that's the minor skirmish back there, but you got a little fighting going on, and then that's basically Sean Gale and Mike Pritchard, and that's what, you know, precipitated the post-play production.
Second down and 4, 42-yard line. Elway now, still a perfect afternoon, coming off of the concussion. 8 of 8, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Comes inside, and Davis is ramped up by Leslie O'Neal. He's going to stop him at the 41-yard line. It'll be third down and 3.
Leslie O'Neal right here, watch him just rip down right into the lap of Davis. No one even touches him, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what the blocking scheme is, but whatever your plan is there, change your plan, guys. You don't leave Leslie O'Neal unblocked on a run, and you definitely don't do it on a pass.
Pritchard goes wide to the far side. Third down and 3. He comes back in motion. Start downfield. Over the middle. Underneath. McCaffrey has it. And a first down. Ed McCaffrey coming back underneath the coverage. 23-yard line. And the first down.
Well, a little change of pace here, Charlie, by Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak. There's McCaffrey right there in the backfield on the right. 87 is lined up in the backfield. As a halfback, that draws coverage from a linebacker. Perfect matchup as far as Denver's concerned. Perfect execution, and That's when sometimes you kind of outguess and you out sort of game plan coaches.
Not only have we seen McCaffrey inside, normally inside, Aaron Craver, now he is outside as a wide receiver, and Elway's going to say, hey, Leslie, I'm underneath you.
Well, you know, also by design, sometimes you roll some way and you fake the other way and you say, I'm going to fool the defensive end. Well, you very rarely fool a defensive end like Leslie O'Neal for more than 1 or 2 steps. See, the fake goes one way, there's your token 1 or 2 steps, and suddenly Elway is staring right into the chest of number 91. Not a very nice sight for a quarterback.
Loss of 3, second down, 13. Denver leading 21-7. Richard across in motion. Elway to throw. As time, little timing pattern is incomplete. Over the head of Terrell Davis. Davis is the second receiver for the Broncos, 39 receptions coming into the ball game. He looked a little bit lost. I'm not sure he picked up the ball.
Well, he didn't see the ball till it went over his head. But one thing you learn pretty quick here in Denver, especially I'm sure as a rookie, if you're on a pass pattern, there's no such thing as only being the 4th receiver. When you run your pattern, you better turn your head and find John Elway, who's liable to stick that ball right in that little hole in your face mask.
Third down, 13. On the draw to the outside is Davis. Good move. He's got the first down the sideline. And again, the Broncos convert on third down. You know, Rodney Harrison finally got it.
So I'm talking about execution. Watch what happens here. Thompson, the right tackle, Seals outside, gets the block down. Look at the block from the wide receivers happening. You line up with 3 wide receivers on the left side, and the defense goes that way and leaves all that room for the running back. Another case of great game planning and play calling by the coaches upstairs for the Denver Broncos.
9-yard line, first down and goal to go, converting on third down and 13. Davis on the draw, straight shot, 5-yard line, maybe the 4. It'll be second down and goal to go.
Well, it's hard to get that spark and fire we were talking about out of your defense. The offense has you guessing constantly, and right now Dave Adolph's defense is guessing because Gary Kubiak there, the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for the Broncos, is just doing a masterful job on the sideline.
Second down, goal to go. Here is Davis again, and he is stopped at about the 2-yard line, where it will be third down and goal to go. Junior Seau was there for San Diego. When we talked with Terrell Davis yesterday, he said, one thing I've noticed as the season goes on, it takes my body longer and longer to recover to get ready for the next week.
Like I got sympathy for a 21, 22-year-old guy that's got a hard time recovering. Wait till you're 32. You think it hurts you now. I mean, he's recovering now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, Charlie.
Yes.
After about 10 years in the league, he'll be recovering sometime in February.
Denver wants a timeout, and they take it. We'll step aside. Back in a moment. Broncos up by 14. They're in the red zone this afternoon. They are 3 for 3 in the red zone. That, of course, is inside the 20-yard line. What have they done? They've been pretty successful over the season. At the 2-yard line, it's going to be third down and goal to go.
And what Mike Shanahan's gotten out of his offense basically is about a 50% touchdown rate. 100% today, but on the season 50. That's tolerable. That's not great.
Elway brings Sharp in motion, rolls to his right, throws in the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. So it's going to be fourth down and goal to go, and the kicking team will come in. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver. I'm still surprised on why Denver called a timeout to set up that particular play.
Well, you know what they really wanted to do, they wanted to take advantage of a matchup, and I think taking the timeout basically put them into a situation where the defensive coaches on the sideline, Dave Adolph in particular, were able to get the matchups they wanted. It's part of that chess game, Charlie. We talked about the great job by the coaches early in that drive by Denver. That was the case with the coaches for San Diego executing.
Dwayne Harper had very good coverage, and here is Jason Elam. And he splits the upright for 3 points. from 20 yards away. And so the Denver Broncos now lead by a score of 24-7. And we have 9:57. That is the time remaining in the first half. Now, we've talked about this earlier. We want to talk to you about it again. Of course, this is a big ball game. Thanksgiving Day. Come spend it with us here on NBC. Emmett Smith of the Dallas Cowboys, and for the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, Marcus Allen. That's going to be a great matchup. Two great teams. Listen, it's not going to be snow at Thanksgiving. I don't know where we got that.
Well, that's what Don Shula in Miami thought a couple of years ago when Leon Lett gave him that game and that whole thing. But this is the game of the year so far. You got the teams with the best record in the AFC against the team with the best record in the NFC. And, you know, that's not an optical illusion, folks. For all you people that think the NFC is so much superior to the AFC, they're putting some good records on the board in the AFC right now. And I think that Dallas-San Francisco game opened a lot of eyes, and I think Thanksgiving will open even more eyes to how good Marty Schottenheimer's Chiefs team is.
And Dallas, by the way, leading Oakland 14-0. Aikman, Emmitt Smith. Oh, that's a great football team. I'm very impressed, though. We saw Kansas City last week. It's going to be a very good matchup. All right, back to this ball game. Broncos up by a score of 24-7. And here is Andre Coleman. Has a 91-yard touch. Kickoff return, points out a block. Two flags are down. Meanwhile, he's coasting up across the 40 and then into the bench on the far side. And we have some pushing and shoving and some shouting. Was that Natron?
Well,
shouting.
What you're going to have, Charlie, you're going to have an illegal block against San Diego over here. And then you're going to have a hit out of bounds, a personal foul on Denver on the other side.
Jerry Austin is the referee this afternoon.
We have two fouls on the play during the run back. We have an illegal block from behind by the receiving team, number 24. We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, hit out of bounds by the kicking team, number 28. Those penalties will offset. First down, San Diego.
We'll go back to that hit out of bounds on the far sideline.
Coming like a blaze of fire is number 28 for Denver. Hicks just whacks him out of bounds and gets that penalty.
Now the question is, where does the ball go? With the offsetting penalties on the return, they're going to spot the ball.
They're going to spot the ball.
21-yard line.
They're going to spot the ball, Charlie, at the spot of the first foul.
Okay.
They're going to offset the penalties at the spot of the first foul at the 21-yard line is where San Diego gets the ball.
So San Diego starts at the 21-yard line, trailing by a score of 24-7. Play action fake by Humphries, rolls right, has pressure, and he throws this one away. And we've got another flag down. Michael Dean Perry was chasing Stan Humphries and was closing fast.
Oh, you had a whole lot of chasing going on that play.
We're going to pick up the foul because of the illegal contact occurred after the quarterback is out of the pocket. Therefore, there's no foul. Second down.
So it's an incomplete pass back at the 21-yard line, second down and 10.
Yeah, one thing that's interesting to me, see the fake and the play action and everything else that goes on. What Denver has is a legitimate threat at tight end. They're throwing the ball in a situation with Shannon Sharp when their quarterback goes to the right. Stan Humphries going to the right. He's looking for a tight end that's basically a blocker in Shannon Mitchell. It's really a contrast in offensive style.
Second down and 10. Here's the draw. Rodney Culver. Nothing is there. It'll be third down and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Well, remember what I talked about, that front seven kind of marquee value is really their quickness, their speed. I talked about the spasms of ability that you get out of Michael Dean Perry. You've got to hit the hole and a play quick. You cannot put a running back in a situation against a Denver defense where he's sitting and waiting before he gets to go, because they react too quickly and can recover so well from mistakes.
When we talked with Rodney Culver, you asked him were there meetings, player meetings only. He said we had all kinds of meetings all week long. Far side pass is complete. Coming back over is Tony Martin. No, Sean Jefferson with the reception. And Jefferson picks up the first down.
Where are you going? He signals to the sideline. I want out of the game.
Ooh.
Hey, you're contributing. Tony Martin doesn't have to catch this one. You get a little production from the off receiver. And what's he do? He leaves the field. You're getting something out of these guys. I think you got to keep getting the production. We're going to keep a line on what Jefferson and Say and the rest of the guys are doing.
San Diego converting on 3rd down and 10. It's a first down. They go back to the grab. Trying to establish some kind of a running game, and that is number 24, the rookie Aaron Hayden. That is his first carry in the National Football League.
Well, look at Michael Dean. He comes around the outside. Kukuzo, the right guard, was pulling and trapping inside. Michael Dean came around so quickly, penetrated so fast, he messed that play up and could never even be accounted for in the blocking scheme.
The running back is Hayden, number 24. And he carries to the right side. He'll go to the 39-yard line. Brought down by Dave Wyman. Wyman is everywhere this afternoon.
You know, Dave Wyman is one of the guys on this defense that was sort of embarrassed last week by Ray Rhodes' Eagles. They came out and just stuffed the run in their face. And he says, hey, you know, we got to come out and make a physical point that they can't do that to us. And so far, Mr. Wyman's did everything in his power to make that physical point.
39-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Midway in the second quarter. Denver up 24-7. Here comes the blitz. Not picked up. Pass is incomplete. Flag is down.
Yeah, somebody inside there had a little bit too good a grasp of their technique, I think.
Tripping is going to be the call against San Diego. That was 3rd down and 8. It'll be refused, and the Chargers will kick.
Hey, you know things aren't going well when the obscure calls start coming out.
Tripping, number 53 of the offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
On Courtney Hall, the center. 4th down, and that means that Darren Bennett, the best kicker in the NFL, now kicking at altitude for the first time in his career.
Well, 5.8 seconds of hang time last time he kicked it. I mean, it's worth keeping track of because this guy's bringing back the ghost of Ray Guy here in Denver. They're talking helium in the ball.
Look at this one. Whoa. Milburn, fair catch. It was about 3 seconds after the fair catch for it came down. All right. Broncos up 24-7. Back in a moment. 40-yard kick.
Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Compact Computer Corporation. By Baked Tostitos. You got Tostitos. You got a party. And by the all-new Ford Taurus. A look you've never seen from a name you know well.
For years, announcers have been saying the shadows are creeping across the gridiron. Boy, it really is here.
Well, it's a beautiful shot, unlike that hole-in-the-roof thing you get in Dallas.
Elway to throw on 1st down. All the time in the world goes down the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. And one of the officials goes sliding down. Elway had forever to throw it.
Well, I tell you, if you're playing defense against a John Elway offense, you cannot ever relax. He looks right, he goes first, he goes second, he says 3rd receiver. I mean, if you let down for 1 single second, he's going to kill you. And Terrence Shaw, the rookie corner, made that point to us last night, Charlie, and did a great job there of staying all the way with Terrell Davis.
And Shaw, we asked him about Elway. He said, in one word, a cannon. That's what Elway is. 2nd and 10. Elway again. A little pressure, throws, misses Shannon Sharp as he makes his break about 15 yards down the field. John Perella was putting on the pressure for San Diego.
He'll probably a pass tomorrow when John watches the tape that he'll probably say, I could have made that one, maybe should have gotten that ball to Shannon Sharp in spite of the pressure, because Shannon Sharp had executed that perfectly coming from the right tight end position.
Denver facing 3rd down and 10. They have been absolutely awesome on 3rd down opportunities this afternoon. 4 for 5. Elway from the shotgun. Buying some time, buying more time. Setting and throwing deep. It is intercepted. Oh, the interception, that is Rodney Harrison. And Harrison styling as he comes out of bounds on the near sideline. And he wants a call. He's not going to get it. And he, of course, is one of the defenders that the Broncos were talking about in the last game, that he was talking a lot of trash.
Yeah, if you're going to show a little
We have a foul on the play on the offense. Tripping on the offense, number 65. That penalty is declined. First down, San Diego.
Well, Zimmerman got called for the tripping, and you know, Charlie, if you're going to show a little hot dog, you got to expect a little mustard coming out the sideline there. You know, if you're going to show the ball and strut, somebody is going to hit you. Now watch what happens here. Harrison, the ball bounces up. Pritchard falls on the ground. And the point of the play that really gets interesting is at the end of this thing. By the time he gets to the sideline, you know, he's trying to do his Deion Sanders imitation. Now, Sanders is on Thursday on Thanksgiving against Kansas City, not in Denver today.
Following the interception, first down, 23-yard line, just outside of the reach of Tony Martin, incomplete. Had a step on Crockett, who is back in the ballgame.
And watch the kind of coverage that Martin's getting right here, working against Crockett. You saw him leave the field earlier, get that knee taped up. They're trying to take advantage of it, drop it in, but just did not have the touch he's had on a few of those other passes.
You talked about Deion Sanders in Dallas, Kansas City, Thanksgiving on NBC. Raiders are coming back. Now Dallas 14, Raiders 7 in that ball game. Here is Broncos 24, Chargers 7. And a golden opportunity for San Diego following the interception as Rodney Culver gets the call, and Steve Atwater is there for Denver.
I remember what I said about the sort of like the cute hesitation in the backfield against this Denver defense can be extremely dangerous. Nothing cute and no hesitation about that play. He just took that thing straight ahead.
So mark it third down and 2 at the 16. And San Diego trying to capitalize on Rodney Harrison's interception. And they're in 4-down territory, trailing 24-7. This will be close to the first down as Culver is hit right at the 15-yard line. He needs to clear the 14th, and he may not.
Now they're going to go for it on fourth down, Charlie, like you said. Trailing like this, and, you know, that play right there was made, I think, for Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, by Steve Atwater. Atwater came in and gave the definitive smack and stop to stop that one short of first down.
The season for San Diego could ride here. Fourth down, half a yard. They're down 24-7. They have to get back in this ballgame. It'll be close. Should be the first down. Culver leaning over the top should pick it up.
You know, I'm going to beat this horse a little bit because about exploding and coming off, watch right here. Look at the movement San Diego gets out of their offensive line. If you hit this play right now, just blast in there. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. I mean, you can't really afford to look around much, especially when you're getting that kind of pounding and great blocking out of your guys up front.
First down just inside the 13. Play action fake. Now a pump fake. Humphries. That's got to be a blown play. There were no receivers downfield. No receivers downfield.
I wish we had a camera specifically on Stan Humphries' face as he comes around the corner, sees nobody to hand it to and nobody to throw it downfield, and he can't get to the ground fast enough for his taste. You know, look right here. Whoop, nobody wants the ball. I can't throw it. Let me go to the ground. Please, quick. And then once again, Dave Wyman in on that play.
Second down and 9. He gets a yard. He wants a timeout. That stops the clock. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left. In the exciting first half, Broncos up 24-7.
By Sunset, NBC Tonight.
Watch, San Diego wants to pull Moten backside. They want to bring the back underneath. And I think Stan Humphries opens up the wrong way. Nobody to hand to. That's one of those things where if you go the wrong way as a quarterback, you want to hit the ground and you get your face full of grass, maybe you got it coming.
Second down, 9. 11-yard line. Running game is not there as Aaron Hayden, the rookie from Tennessee, is dead. Oh, is he nailed?
Well, yeah, I mean, what they did right there looks like, Charlie, they tried to run the same play going in the other direction.
And James Jones is waiting.
Watch right guard Kakuzo with the counter. You pull in your right tackle, Parker, and the defense just closes in and pursues behind the blockers and closes the hole. That's just good pursuit out of Greg Robinson's defense and sets up another big third down play.
Third down 9. Ronnie Harmon, the remaining back, with 3 wide receivers. Deep over the middle, and it is incomplete. Alfred Perpunu, the intended receiver, and a Bronco defender in reality, was closest to the play. Simon Fletcher was putting the pressure on, and they'll bring out John Carney.
Exactly, Charlie. You point out about Simon Fletcher. He's sort of the old warrior here in Denver. Been around for a long time, but he was the difference on that play. Watch him. He'll be coming from the left side of the screen, 73, working against Parker. And defensive pressure from linemen can be very, very subtle at times and hard to measure, but he was the factor on Humphreys not having enough time.
Meanwhile, now they're going to reset. Now they're resetting the clock. It was down to 4. It hadn't been stopped. All right, 19-yard line. Field goal attempt by John Carney at 29 yards. He's hit from 45. Well within his range. He's only missed 2 this year. The first one of the season, the last one he tried. He starts another streak here as he hits from 29 yards away. And that makes the score Denver 24, San Diego 10. Back with the kickoff. This is the NFL on NBC.
NBC tonight.
John Carney on the year now, 11 of 13 field goal attempts.
You know, Charlie, we can sometimes sort of get a wrong knock on a kicker, say, geez, having an off year. He's only got 13 field goal attempts. Last year, 34 of 38, so that tells you a lot more about the drop-off in production for the offense, even getting into scoring position more than anything else.
And here is the kick to Milburn. He'll down it for a touchback, and that means we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line with 3:17 left to go in the first half in Denver on offense. Next Saturday, legendary head coach Eddie Robinson leads his Grambling State Tigers against the Jaguars of Southern University. That's the Bayou Classic, featuring the spectacular Battle of the Bands at halftime in New Orleans at the Superdome. That is next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on NBC. Denver starts from their own 20-yard line. They're up by 14, 24-10. Just over 3 minutes left to go in the first half. Sharp starts in motion. Here's the pitch to the near side. Trying to work the corner is Terrell Davis. Junior Seau is there to help string him out, along with an assist from Terrence Shaw.
Yeah, we've seen Seau a couple times take it in the hole with Aaron Craver with a good block, but here's going outside. Craver gets his shot on him outside and isn't able to execute on that one, and Seau shows a little bit of that all-pro linebacker form.
Second down and 8, 22-yard line, 2:48 and counting, time remaining. Denver may just be content here to use up as much of the clock as they can and go to the locker room up 24-10. Elway, no to throw. Back underneath the coverage, Sharp little spin move out to the 27-yard line. Junior Seau with the tackle. Gain of 5, third down and 3.
Yeah, remember what I said about John Elway, about you never really give up around him? Another thing you don't do around John Elway and his head coach Mike Shanahan, I don't think you ever should really try to guess with him too often. You know,
that's true.
I'm in the same position. You know, I'm thinking, let's run. I'm a run kind of guy, but Dave Adolph and his staff there can't afford not to think bomb down the field. Huge play from this offense. Because here's a quarterback in John Elway who flat-footed with somebody in his face can throw the ball 70 yards in the air.
2-minute warning. First half, Denver 24, San Diego 10. Here to stay with us coming up at halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Joining Greg Gumbel in the studio, Mike Ditka and Joe Gibbs. All the scores and highlights. One of the highlights of the first half thus far in this ball game, total offense for the Denver Broncos, 242 yards. San Diego only 72 in the first half.
And it's been with a little bit of everybody, triggered by John Elway.
Third down and 3. Pull down, first down. Anthony Miller pulls it in. They convert on third down. Remember what Anthony said? That's his third reception. He said, I get excited for this ball game. I really like it.
And Charlie, today the offense started in the first half with Anthony Miller catching and running after the catch. Started actually with Glenn Milburn getting that great kickoff return of 86 yards in to start with, but Miller moved the ball down the field.
First down. Elway, a little wobbly back. May have been hit by a defender. Davis, the intended receiver, or the closest one there. It'll be 2nd and 10. 1:26, time remaining first half.
You know, normally you'd say that was a low pass, but, you know, if you're a veteran quarterback, you can blame that on a rookie running back.
That's true.
He didn't bend down far enough. He should have had that.
That's true. You ask him if he got any flack as being a rookie, and he says, no, there's so many newcomers on the Broncos this year, we all felt like we were in the same boat.
Oh, exactly. Plus, he produced so well so early. He's not playing like a rookie.
That's right. Elway flushed out of the pocket. Chase from behind, throws downfield. Shannon Sharp. Sharp to the 36-yard line of San Diego. Clock moving on the 1-minute mark. 31 yards on the play.
How do you defend that kind of movement out of a quarterback? Say what you will about John Elway's legs not having the bounce and the spring in them, but like Dan Marino, they have just about enough to be dangerous.
And back to the ground. Here's Davis as he pops through. Back-to-back first down. 49 seconds and counting. They'll spike it here. Denver has to stop the clock. They have no timeouts remaining.
Plenty of bounce and spring left in those legs.
Remember early on in the ball game, they were calling timeouts and they run out of them. 39 seconds. That's the time left. First down.
Watch Sharp coming out of the left of the tight end position right over the ball. Watch him hang, stay with John Elway. Elway finally finds him. And, you know, as a defender, you need eyes in the side of your head, the front of your head, and the back of your head. And then how do they follow that up? They follow it up with a good old-fashioned football play, straight ahead blocking, getting great blocks again from Slorette at left guard.
Shotgun, and they run off of the shotgun, handing underneath to Davis. Almost pops it. Junior Seau saves the touchdown. If he slips that tackle and gets to the outside, he can score. And a player is down. It's a San Diego Charger player down. That stops the clock, 25 seconds.
That's Rodney Harrison, who had the interception earlier in this half.
And we're going to step aside for a moment. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Here's how it happened.
Anthony Miller coming in with a chop block inside on Harrison. Ooh, wow, a hyperextension on that left knee right there on that contact. That's a good example as to why defensive backs live in mortal fear of blocks low like that out of wide receivers.
Still working on Harrison. Some numbers for you. Terrell Davis, 17 carries, 98 yards rushing. And he is the only ball carrier, the only rusher for Denver thus far today. And he has scored a touchdown. That is his 7th of the year. That is Phil Knight, of course, with Nike, who is visiting here today with the commissioner, Paul Tagliabue, and Pat Boland, the owner of the ball club here. And when we talk with the commissioner, you know that Nike, they announced, what, about a month ago, that there is a marketing arrangement. There's Pat Boland at the bottom of your screen, a marketing arrangement with Nike that everyone is looking forward to. This is just a social visit, as it was described to me.
Charlie, I tell you what, are there such a thing in the new marketing world of the NFL as coincidences?
No. No.
I didn't think so.
No. All right, here we go with 25 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. Denver up 24-10. They're out of timeouts. They now face a 3rd down and 4 at the San Diego 17-yard line. You just figure that it's third down, that Elway is going to throw twice, and he's going to throw to the end zone. He's only got 25 seconds to play with.
First play, not a bad selection to try to get somebody quick on the outside, out of bounds for a first down there, Charlie.
He goes into the corner. He's throwing it away. There was a misread with Anthony Miller. Miller came to the post. He thought that he was going to go to the corner. It's fourth down. They're going with a field goal attempt. And another Chargers down.
It's Reuben Davis, the big defensive tackle. But, you know, watch. This is just set up the whole way. A slight hold there by Terrence Shaw. He goes inside. The ball goes outside. But that really didn't have any chance of being completed, even if he threw it outside, because it was somewhere about 5 yards outside a Canadian whip field.
35-yard field goal attempt by Elam. And that is right down the middle. So with 15 seconds left in the first half, the Broncos tack on 3 more. And they go up 27-10. Incidentally, a 17-point lead. And it was a year and a half ago in the opening game here that the Broncos were up by 17. We mentioned that earlier. The Chargers came from behind to win that one right at the end of the ball game, and that started their run of the Super Bowl.
Well, remember the opening of the game, Charlie? Bobby Ross talking about, I'm a fighter. I'm going to fight, I'll guarantee you. And I made the comment, you got to see how much heart is left in the San Diego Charger football team. How much heart is there left in Bobby Ross's Chargers? They're down by 17, and 27-10 at the half is a lot different than 17-0 at the beginning of the first quarter. And here's that play.
Remember this play, and it just slips out of the hand of John Elway. He said it's never happened to me in his entire career. The grasp of Junior Seau, and the run to the Super Bowl was underway.
And what kind of year has it been for the Chargers and Junior Seau? If that happens this year, John Elway, the ball slips out of his hand. The ball doesn't pop up, it goes down. Just the way things have gone. They've gotten no breaks. They've gotten injuries. Things haven't gone their way. And to be frank, they have not played very good football.
Well, Bobby Ross told us he was looking for that spark last week. He continues to look for the spark. He has had it here in the form of Andre Coleman and his 91-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Here's a squib kick, and this will be covered and picked up by one of the upbacks, and then a handoff to Ronnie Harmon, and Harmon across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. This is Greg Engel who came up with it, and they're going to stop the clock now with 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Chargers have the ball, and they're down by 17.
I'm always disappointed when one of my offensive line brethren get a chance to get a little yardage on a return and give it up.
Why was he doing that?
I mean, he pitched the ball back to the area, got less yards than where he was standing on when he did it. This is a drop on the ball, take a knee formation for the Chargers.
So the Chargers will run out the clock as we come to the end of the first half with the Denver Broncos. An explosive first quarter. They lead in the ball game by a score of 27-10. That's the story here. So now let's join Greg Gumbo for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg?
When overseas, avoid becoming...
Natron Means on the far side. Will he be back next week? First down, 28-yard line. You saw Ronnie Harmon on the sideline. Here is the reverse, Sean Jefferson. And he is in trouble. Reverses the reverse and is decked by Shane Ronette. Huge loss. Simon Fletcher and Dave Wyman turned him away.
Watch what does it. James Jones, defensive tackle, doesn't bite hard on the fake, stays home, then he gets penetration up the field. Fletcher turns him in. There's Jones. That's good defense by Denver.
A loss of 10, 38-yard line, second down, 20. Humphreys looked up and he saw 5 seconds left on the play clock. Has to burn a timeout. 9:57 left. We're in the third. Denver up 27-10.
Hello? Steve, hi. I've checked the inventory. Here's the situation. I can do 25,000 units. I can give you the top 10 sellers in margin. I can give you the top 10 sellers in volume. I can break it down by category, by week, by store, by garment. Now, come on in.
I won't be but a minute.
You could double your sales. Miss, do you mind? What do you mean, no? hope he's going to wear chartreuse. I'm going to wear chartreuse no hair. I'm wearing it now, as a matter of fact. Would you send me an email to confirm? Yeah, this is very good. You won't regret it. You won't.
Light, the silver bullet, is shipped cold to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. Tap the Rockies!
You should have seen me in this car, honey. I took our new Pontiac Grand Am to the beach today. I was all over town in this baby. The new twin cam engine. Oh, and then there were these guys that were admiring me.
Who are these guys?
Very cool interior. I had so much fun. Did I tell you about the way that people were checking me out?
You are talking about the car.
Ooh, I loved it so much that I think I need to go out again.
No.
The new Pontiac Grand Am. It makes the ordinary extraordinary.
Montana, 4 Super Bowl victories. Ditka, 3 rings as player and coach. Gibbs, 3 championships. McDonough has been to every Super Bowl.
I played in one. I hosted one.
The NFL on NBC, loaded with talent, headed for Super Bowl 30.
9:57 left in the third. Thunder taking a breather. Humphries goes deep, and it is incomplete in every flag. Couple of covering flags. Tony Martin, the intended receiver. Lionel Washington with the coverage.
Well, Washington's over there, Braxton's over there, and Washington's over there pleading his case the hardest. That usually tells you a little bit of something about guilt.
Me thinking you protested.
Pass interference. Number 48 of the defense. Automatic first down.
Well, take a look at this. I'm going to say I don't think so on this one. That's not illegal. That's not even half a hold because it's a hold both ways.
I think they get him that. I think they got him for covering over the back.
It's uncatchable,
It's
Charlie. That ball's 4 yards past him. He never had a shot at getting that ball. I don't like that.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But you could say one thing, it has not been consistent officiating. 19-yard line, first down San Diego. Can they capitalize on this break? Drill to Ronnie Harmon. That is catch number 500 in his career. 500 as a running back. He's going to save the ball there. That will go into his personal trophy case.
Well, he's going to come out of the slot on the left-hand side of the screen. The area is cleared out by Papuna, the tight end. And just a straight slot shot right up the middle on the numbers.
And he joins a very select group.
Well, that puts him number 7 all time.
And here is Culver. He slips as he makes his cut. He's going to lose a yard to the 7. It'll be second down and goal to go.
He becomes the 7th running back in the history of the league to get 500 receptions. Roger Craig, my old teammate, leads that stat.
That is a very select group. Second down, goal to go as Harmon comes in. 7-yard line. 8:57 and counting. We're in the third quarter. A lot of time remaining in this one. San Diego down by 17. They could cut it to 10. Looking to the corner and sack. Hasselback gets the sack. Replacing Dan Williams as a starting defensive end.
Well, what a great story Hasselback is. He's got 3 sacks on the season. Played at Washington, played at Canada, came here with nothing really but hopes and a highlight film, and has done wonders on this Denver defense. Just a great physical specimen who's finally getting the football abilities to go along with his God-given physical abilities.
Loss of 7, 14-yard line, third down, goal to go. Pressure up the middle. Humphries throws, end zone, almost intercepted. Eric Thomas went up for it, had a hand on it, could not pull it in.
Well, that whole thing.
San Diego gets away with one there.
Well, it really does, Charlie. And the reason that they do get away with it is Humphries has to hot-foot it, and he's hot-footing it away from Michael Dean Perry. He's throwing on the run. You can't be as accurate. He's throwing across the body. Good team defense. Marginal execution by Mr. Thomas not catching that, but for Greg Robinson's defense, good execution.
John Carney, 37-yard field goal attempt. And he has it from 37 yards out. So the Chargers add 3 to their total. It's a 27-13 game. You are watching the NFL on NBC. We'll be back to the kickoff in a moment.
The Mercedes E-Class, the Acura Legend, the BMW 5 Series, the Lexus LS 400, the Infiniti Q45. Our luxury performance sedan outsold each of them in its first model year. Aurora by Oldsmobile. Now the imports are the ones with some catching up to do. It's your money.
Finding out Little Caesar's new stuffed crust pizza is a better deal at only $7.99 results in a kind of wacky happiness. A large cheese and pepperoni stuffed crust pizza at Little Caesar's for just $7.99.
Pizza, pizza. Now, you can save 25% off regular prices on some of Goodyear's most popular passenger performance and light truck tires. Everyday low prices start at only $19.99. Believe it. Just turn up at any participating Goodyear retailer. But hurry, this sale ends soon.
Maybe you helped and didn't know it, or were part of it and just forgot. If you joined the American Express Charge Against Hunger over the last 2 years, you made a difference. But the fight isn't over. Every time you use your American Express card, we'll give to Share Our Strength, a leading anti-hunger group. Because now through December 31st, the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
He thought he got away with murder until his wife uncovered his secret.
Why are you doing this? This is madness.
Based on a true story. Dead by Sunset, NBC tonight.
And this is the play right here that sets up the field goal for San Diego. Martin working against Washington. Little double hold. That's called pass interference on an uncatchable ball, and that sets up Carney's 32-yard field goal.
So John Carney is going to kick off. Glenn Milburn is the deep back on the return for the Denver Broncos. He slides to his right, has it at the 3, to the 10, 15, comes to the near side, has an opening, cuts upfield. Another good return, 30-yard line.
And no matter what kind of a veteran you are, you know, your coach has a few prime words to stick in your ear there. You know, he's making the point, look, I got my hand on him. We both do. It's not a big deal. Greg Robinson says, I don't want to know. All I know for is flag.
So Denver starts at me. Yes, that's right. Willie Clark shaken up on the play on the return. 7:55. That is the time remaining in the third quarter. NBC, a great Thanksgiving extravaganza headed your way with 4 great movie hits. Starting Thanksgiving night with Home Alone, then Friday. What was your description of that?
Well, that's a Charger defensive coach after the start Elway got off of.
Then Friday, it's the Mighty Ducks. Oh, look who's here. Santa's here. Saturday is Dennis the Menace. Sunday night, the mega hit Jurassic Park. 4 great movie events starting Thanksgiving night, all here on NBC. And how nice of Santa to drop by early to say hello to us. You started your Christmas shopping?
Huh? It's not December 24th.
Oh, we're in Green Bay on the 24th. We'll do our shopping then.
It's a great shopping town.
Terrell Davis, and he stopped by Reuben Davis. Oh, the weather outside is right. Weekend shopping in Green Bay. It'll be second down and 10, 30-yard line. Does Denver's offensive coordinator, and I don't mean this too facetiously, have a problem because most everything is working?
Well, you know, on the offensive side, Gary Kubiak has a hard time deciding who you want to pull the trigger on. Anthony Miller's doing well, Terrell Davis is running well, and John Elway's definitely doing well.
He's having an awesome day. Reuben Davis jumps, makes contact. The question is, was he pulled off? Was there a false start? If not, it goes against San Diego. False start, it goes against Denver.
Encroachment, number 93 of the defense, 5 yards. It's still second down.
So that will take it to the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 5.
And what that does, Charlie, is that just automatically gives the Denver offense a good first down play. They had stuffed him for no gain. Now suddenly Denver's looking at 2nd and 5, and that is perfect because that says play action. That gets every single eligible receiver into your game plan.
Davis, a straight shot. He has a surge at the end, reminiscent of a very young Marcus Allen. Picks up an extra couple of yards. En route, picks up the first down. Very impressive young man.
Instead of eligible receivers, they give it to their #1 eligible carrier. Runs right through an attempted tackle by Leslie O'Neal and gets that last-minute surge you talked about it before Junior Seau could bring him down.
And remember when we talked to him yesterday, he wanted us to be sure to say hello to Vic Player, his high school coach at Lincoln High in San Diego, where he was Mr. Everything. He played about 7 different positions, including nose tackle and D-back. Turns the corner, heads upfield, may have another first down, but we've got a penalty.
Yeah, you're going to get a hold, either a hold or a chop block backside.
Hold against Denver. Terrence Shaw and Bo Orlando finally stopping
holding
Davis.
Number 29 of the offense, 10 yards, repeat first down.
We call that hold on Aaron Craver for Mike Shanahan's offense right here. Let's take a look and see how Anthony Miller and company is doing on that one play right there. See, there's your hold right there, working on Lewis Bush. Craver gets a little bit of a bare head lock on Bush's jersey.
First down and 20. Denver back at their own 31-yard line. Little swing near side to Davis. Up the sideline, out of bounds. He'll pick up 6 or 7 yards on the play. Gets a little bit of it back. Terrence Shaw was there. Remember when we talked with Terrence Shaw and he was explaining to us how Dr. Murphy was, when he had that bone and he said, you know, Doctor, I said, what was the first thing that came to your mind? He said, Doctor, can you fix it? Then he went into great detail last night explaining it and showing it to us. And we'd just as soon he wasn't talking about it.
But believe me, all you really want to know about that thumb is he's got that thumb cast on. You can see, and he doesn't grab as well because the rest of it's way too graphic.
That's right. It's a 4-finger grab. That's all we wanted to know. Incomplete.
That's working against Terrence Shaw, trying to go to Michael Pritchard.
Yeah. And they're trying to pick on Shaw. He's the rookie. He's very proud of one fact, though. He has not given up a touchdown this year.
And right here, he is all over Pritchard. In fact, he's interfering with Pritchard before that ball ever gets there. You know, all Pritchard gets is a divot on his helmet for his effort.
Third down and 14, 37-yard line. Total offense, San Diego creeping up, Denver running away. 102, 3:26. We're still in the third with over 5 minutes to go. But an absolutely gorgeous afternoon in Denver. A little bit of a cloud cover over it earlier. Now it's gone away. But Elway has not gone away. Oh, he's on target. He is unbelievable. He has the catch at the 45-yard line. Anthony Miller. He told us, I still like to go deep. He is having an awesome afternoon.
You know, Charlie, in the first game we did between these two teams, I kept making the point, John Elway's got sick weapons. Everybody's got pulled hamstrings or hurt shoulders. Well, look at the concentration of Anthony Miller on that catch, and you can tell from what he's done there and earlier today, what Terrell Davis has done, what Michael Pritchard's done, what Shannon Sharp has done. All of John Elway's weapons are extremely healthy.
Anthony Miller, 4 receptions, 70 yards. Back to the ground, Davis. First down. 30-yard line. 15, 16 yards to the 29.
Well, you know, he just explodes through the hole. Watch how quick the hole appears. Getting a good block from Habib and Thompson on the right side. A good trap block by Schlereth. And by the time the blocks really happen, he's gone. I mean, the guys that are being blocked never even knew Terrell Davis was in the hole.
29-yard line, first down. Terrell Davis career high a couple of weeks ago against Arizona, 135 yards. And as you can see from there, a tough couple of yards. He's a hard-nosed running back.
Got a flag down, came in way late. It could be a personal foul, maybe, working against San Diego.
There's no foul on the play. The whistle to blow. The down was over.
So mark the ball at the 28-yard line.
Well, here's what
Second and
happened.
9.
A little chicken fight. You know, wide receivers don't so much block. They sort of chicken fight. There's Bo Orlando and Anthony Miller. Who do you call a face mask on?
Standoff.
I mean, at best, that is a, you know, offsetting penalty.
No harm, no face foul.
No, it's just double chicken fight.
Second and 9. Davis is going to struggle for a yard on the play. Mark it to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Well, they went right to the same part of the defense. They exploited on that quick trap. They go right at the heart of the defense with Sean Lee, Reuben Davis, and Junior Seau. Look at Seau hopping around that attempted block by Zimmerman. Bush does a good job. Reuben Davis is the one that makes the big play, but that's good defensive recovery considering how badly they were gashed 2 plays ago.
Terrell Davis now has rushed for 123 yards. We're still in the 3rd quarter. Elway all the time. Actually, he threw it too hard. Anthony Miller just couldn't pull it in. It got there too quick. He really fired it. I don't think he needed to throw it that hard.
Well, you know, Charlie, receivers think point of the ball. Catch the point. Yep. Look the ball into the hands. So right now he's thinking point of the ball, back of the ball. That's the next thing he saw. He saw the point for about a blur, and the back of the ball as it went through his hands.
We'll take a look at that at regular speed. That'll give you an eye after the field goal attempt to just show you how quickly it got there. From the 35-yard line, a 45-yard field goal attempt, and we have time call.
Yes, to be honest, Charlie, that is something Anthony Miller and these receivers are very used to. If you're a Denver receiver, you're used to a gun from Elway. You're used to seeing that thing humming.
All right, now this is regular speed.
Yeah, this is what Miller saw.
Hum. Pew.
See ya.
Oh, big difference in slow motion.
I don't know who was more impressed with the speed, Miller as it went through his hands, or Bo Orlando as it went over his head.
46-yard field goal attempt, and it's bending to the right, and it is no good. So Jason Elam misses from 46 yards away, and the score stands. Denver still leads 27-13.
Isn't 90s technology marvelous? Look at the Hewlett-Packard OfficeJet, a wonderful device allowing father to print, fax, and copy, all from one machine. So now he can leave the office and finish his work at home in a relaxed environment that promotes paternal bonding and results in increased productivity.
The HP OfficeJet printer fax copier, a better way to go to work.
Check my pants, Dad. Do.
In shopping for a luxury performance sedan, Jay Kerness tested the Oldsmobile LSS against the fastest, most nimble machine on Earth, Juma, the Cheetah. The LSS's sport suspension and traction control attacked the course, as did the Cheetah. But while he considered the LSS's precise handling quite impressive, there was one thing he failed to consider. Cheetahs are very sore losers. Will the LSS pass your test?
Nice, kitty. Go away.
Welcome back to Mile High Stadium. Denver up by a score of 27-13. I'm Charlie Jones, along with Randy Cross. A game completely dominated by the Broncos. However, San Diego with an opportunity here. If they put 7 on the board, they are within 7, and it's a brand new ballgame.
You know, definitely. For all the yards, all the stats, all the numbers you're looking at from the Denver standpoint, the Chargers are not in it. This is a real third quarter heart check for the Chargers. They get a touchdown here. We got a ballgame.
And here is the draw and the first down. This is the rookie Aaron Hayden from Tennessee as we go to New York. And here's Greg Gumbel with an update.
All right,
Charlie, at the Meadowlands. The Buffalo Bills rolling. Jim Kelly, the short pass to Derek Holmes, who rambles 47 yards to the 7-yard line. On the next play, he ran 7 yards for the touchdown. The New York Jets have added a field goal, but it's a 28-13 Bills lead in the third quarter. Charlie and Randy, back to you.
All right, thank you, Greg. Little play action fake to Aaron Hayden. Humphries goes the far sideline. A comeback pattern, and it's back-to-back first down. The Chargers offense is moving. 35-yard line of Denver.
Remember that
Tony
play?
Martin.
Remember the play with Lionel Washington called for pass interference. Tony Martin sells him the same ticket. I'm going by you, but he doesn't. Little arm over. He stops. Humphries puts it there. And he only gets 1 foot in, but they're calling him for the push out of bounds. If he doesn't push him, he gets the other foot down.
Denver, 35-yard line. Play action fake. Humphries in trouble, throws it off. Hayden has it. He's got the first down. Slips as he makes his cut. Who is number 24? Aaron Hayden, 5'11 and a half, 218 pounds. Rookie, Tennessee, taken in the 4th round of the draft. Broke his right lower leg in his last collegiate game. Last week, his first action, only on special team. But they left him in last week to let him get hit. This is first offensive action this ball game in the NFL.
And what you saw there, if we were on the ocean, you'd say he didn't quite have his sea legs under him. He doesn't quite have his football legs under him. They slipped out that time.
And it's a first down. 23-yard line of Denver. Here is Hayden, and he slips again. He's going to lose a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
He pats himself. That's on me. You know, that's not the shoes. It's not the cleats. That's mind getting somewhere about 2 steps ahead of feet. And the feet decide to go under as the mind's going for 10.
That's adrenaline at 110% too, because you know he's having the time of his life.
That's what Bobby Ross is looking for. That's what he told us last night. This young man's in the ball game because he's in there for a spark. He's got good enough size and he has excellent speed.
Slot right side. Play action fake to Hayden. Rolls right, throws, pass is complete underneath the coverage. And it is Sean Jefferson hit. He spins forward, picks up a couple of really tough yards, just shy of the first down. Oh, he was decked, too.
Yeah, he was a little banged up on that play. He got just completely gang tackled. Good bite by the defense of Denver on the play action fake to young Hayden. Jefferson here takes a crack from Crockett. Crockett gets the back of his jersey, and that enables the host of the Broncos to come in down on top of him. You got to hope that's just a case of the wind.
I think he just got hit right in the breadbasket. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Working to be the best. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army.
Okay. Great day for football.
With veteran Bruce Smith and newcomer Bryce Pop leading the defense. Buffalo's back in the chase for the Super Bowl.
Way to go, defense. Hell of a job.
Bruce and Bryce help make the Bills the best they can be.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I.
From this day forward, you will be the most important part of the toughest, strongest, smartest army in the world. You will be a soldier. Where else can you be all this and earn this? $30,000 for college.
All that you can be.
Hertz is giving away double frequent flyer miles? Exactly. Let me get this straight. You got this great car from Hertz and double frequent flyer miles. Exactly. You're not going to stop that, are you?
You mean our Hertz car for the weekend is only $25 a day?
Exactly.
With free unlimited mileage and Hertz service?
Exactly.
What else could we ask for?
Some marshmallows?
Hertz, only $25 a day. Marshmallows not included.
Well, let's take another up-close look at what happened with Mr. Jefferson. Crockett tugging on the jersey, fighting for the yards. Now you're drawing a crowd, trying to get down. Bad enough you get hit by the safety. Then you got a defensive end comes in and gives you a knee in the chops while you're down.
Yeah, you get a couple of knees into the chops and still down. This has really been a hard-hitting ball game.
Well, you got to expect it. You know, Denver's trying to make that point we talked about earlier about the frustration of Shanahan and company with the inconsistency. They're trying to make a point and build for the rest of this year in the back half of this season with 6 games left, and desperately fighting for their lives of the San Diego Chargers. You expect that kind of play out of them.
That's the same or a very similar expression to what John Elway had after he got the concussion last week. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he is a bit woozy. As we'll check out the ticker and give you a chance to update the scores around the National Football League. Dallas 31, Oakland 7. They're in the third quarter in that ball game.
I think they decided to beat up on the wrong Bay Area team as far as their owner Jerry Jones is probably concerned.
I think you're right. And don't forget, it'll be Kansas City at Dallas Thanksgiving afternoon. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. We have moved the time of the Thanksgiving meal around so we can watch.
Well, it's going to be perfect for me because you know how you get that kind of dazed look after that much turkey. I figure kickoff is going to catch me in about middays. I'll be parked on that couch ready for a football game.
Right after the pumpkin pie. They'll put it in the air.
I'm in Atlanta, Charlie. It's pecan.
Oh, of course. I forgot. 3rd down and a yard. Off the left side is Rodney Culver, and he's going to pick up the first down. We'll take a countdown here to the end of the 3rd quarter with Denver out in front 27-13 and San Diego knocking on the door. And that means that we'll be back after these messages from your local station. This is the NFL on NBC.
He thought he got away with murder until his wife uncovered his secret.
Why are you doing this? This is madness.
Based on the true story, Dead by Sunset, NBC tonight.
2 years ago, plagued with design problems and cost overruns, the C-17 was in trouble. Now the plane soars like an eagle. McDonnell Douglas has turned the project around, and with more planes on order, the C-17 is bringing jobs and security to St. Louis. News Channel 5's Randy Jackson takes you closer to the C-17 than you've ever been before to find out, is what's good for McDonnell Douglas good for St. Louis? McDonnell Douglas Flying High, beginning Monday at 10 only on News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
Look what my bank sent me.
What?
A check card.
Looks more like an ATM card with a Visa logo on it.
It says here it works just like an ATM card, only better.
How better?
I'm getting to that part. It says I can still use it to get cash, plus I can buy anything I want anywhere that takes Visa.
You don't say.
I just did. And then the money comes out of my checking account just like a check.
Your checking account?
Yeah.
Mind if I borrow it?
Yes, I do, you old fool.
The Visa check card. The card that works like a check.
I wouldn't let you borrow my shoes.
My mom says a couple of ounces of antifreeze can kill our dog. Even 2 tablespoons can be bad for me. So we use an antifreeze that's safer for kids and pets. That's less harmful. My dad says any antifreeze can protect against freezing and rot. But is it less harmful for me and JoJo? That's what my dad cares about. What about yours?
Sierra Antifreeze, because safer is better.
Show Me St. Louis, weekdays at 3 on Channel 5.
Is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
This is Charlie Jones, Randy Cross, Sean Jefferson up now, moving around. If you read lips, he said, I'm all right. He's still a little bit dazed, though. You saw the scoring by quarters. We start the 4th quarter. Humphrey throws. It's going to be a touchdown to Ronnie Harmon. Harmon's 3rd reception, number 501 of his career, and that was his touchdown. That's the one he'll remember. Steve Atwater is the man he beat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he lined up in the left slot position, went in motion, and Humphreys knew he had that when he saw there was no reaction from the defense. No reaction means zone, and that means a veteran like Harmon can react to the zone and go where they're not.
(27-19) the score. John Carney to attempt the point after. It is good. We now have a 7-point ball game with 14 minutes and 57 seconds left.
Just what we talked about, but watch this. Harmon's in motion, moving this way, is going to go there. We'll see a 2-deep zone, but watch the slip by Steve Atwater right at the time of the throw. Here comes the cut. There's the zone. There's the slip. There's the 6. One more time. As he breaks in, knows he's got that zone. You saw Atwater go down to that one knee. That sets it up. But really, Humphreys back in this position, knows he's got zone, and you think he was ever really looking at anybody but Harmon there. He had him zeroed in the whole way.
And for Ronnie Harmon, as you take a look at the scoring drive, that is his 5th touchdown of the year. 64 yards, 7 plays, 258.
We went into this game wanting to know what kind of heart the San Diego Chargers were going to show for Bobby Ross and exactly how much fight they have. And you know, that heart might have started out about pea-size at the beginning of the game and shrunk with the start the Denver Broncos got off to. But they've been down to this team in this stadium before, and that heart's swelling right now.
Glenn Milburn, who you saw, took the opening kickoff, 86 yards, and that set up a 13-yard, 3-play opening drive for Denver. They have never been headed since then, but the Chargers now have clawed their way back into the ball game with still almost all of the 4th quarter left. And Carney sails this one. Milburn 5 yards deep. He'll down it. We'll have the touchback, bring it out to the 20-yard line. Gives us an opportunity to remind you this coming Thanksgiving. And we all look forward to this one. It'll be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Dallas Cowboys. So share a turkey and dressing with Emmitt Smith. He is a load, isn't he?
Oh, whoa. Yeah. And a guy in his day every bit as good as Emmitt Smith. Marcus Allen, the best in the history of the game in those situations, short yardage and goal line. But, you know, tune in for that a little bit early, you know, because there's a great interview with Emmitt Smith. Ditka had a great one today with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys. It was a nice one in their pregame show before that Thanksgiving game.
Elway is throwing this one away, avoiding the sack, and that is going to be a penalty. And he was.
Yeah, avoiding the sack, still in the pocket. Yeah. Was not outside the tackles.
Leslie O'Neal. Leslie says, do I get a sack? That's what he wanted.
He's already got one on today.
That's right.
Intentional grounding. Number 7 of the offense. The down counts. 2nd down.
And it's at the spot of the foul, which is back at the 7-yard line.
Well, see, very simply, they do not block Leslie O'Neal again. They tried that on a run. He made him pay. They try to block him with Craver, and Craver never gets close to blocking Leslie O'Neal. Do not try to block 91 with a running back. That will happen 99.99% of the time. 2nd
down and 23. Denver have thrown 7. This is when Elway is at his most dangerous. He thrives on these situations. Rolls right. Has time. Underneath the coverage. Pass is complete. And it's Anthony Miller. Miller having a superb afternoon. He gets a little of it back.
Well, look at him coming all the way across the field. And remember, these receivers never quit on John Elway. Is that loafing? No. He's working. He's working. He's trying to find a spot in the zone. You know what else found him? Sean Gale. Did you see that? He went out as fast as he went in. Gale just absolutely stoned him and knocked him back out of bounds.
21-yard line, gain of 14, 3rd down and 9. Miller wide to the near side. Half a shotgun, only one blocker back with him. And Elway tries to loop this one. He was running out of time, though. He said, maybe I could drop it in to Anthony Miller. But he really had no shot. And so the Chargers hold, and that means that the Broncos will be kicking it away.
And a great emotional stop for this defense, making this team punt the ball. Junior Seau reading the pass the whole way, gets up, makes Elway throw high, gets a little celebration into his teammates, reminding him how important that stop was.
Terrell Fletcher is now the return man. Oh, good kick. Turns it over. Fletcher drops it. Picked up by another Charger. San Diego will have possession. Terrell Fletcher should have either stepped aside or signaled for the fair catch. Of course, normally that would have been Andre Coleman. He was shaken up earlier. As you watch what officially is called the muff, but San Diego retains possession.
Pepper, the taste you've been looking for.
Chet and I were looking for a high traffic zone, so we set up next to Gateway 2000. Heard they were selling over 1 million computers a year. Turns out they can give people more computer for their money because they sell them all over the phone.
Nice for computer buyers. A major setback for the souvenir industry.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY for a free information kit on how to get more computer by buying factory direct.
Tonight, the residents of Covington Point will consume 542,000 watt-hours of energy, all generously supplied by a highly efficient new power plant. The incredibly smooth 260 horsepower 1996 LS400. Unthinkable, except by Lexus.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Dr. Pepper is just what the doctor ordered. By Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. And by Red Dog Beer, bold yet smooth, unusually easy to drink. You are your own dog.
An absolutely gorgeous afternoon, capturing the snapshots of the mind. John Jefferson shaken up earlier, moving around on the sideline. San Diego has the ball at their own 28, first down. Play action fake by Humphries. He throws underneath the coverage. He goes to Aaron Hayden, and Hayden has the first down. So perhaps the Chargers, discovering their exciting fourth-round draft choice, Aaron Hayden, who has finally recovered from that broken leg.
Well, watch him come out of the backfield, catch this ball, but he keeps his feet under him a little bit better this time. Avoids the tackle of Dave Wyman. Manages to get those extra yards because the happy feet stay on the ground.
Well, maybe now he's a veteran. He's been in for a couple of series and starts to settle down.
Now, like Terrell Fletcher just found out, he also is still a rookie.
Yeah, you're right. Here's Ronnie Harmon. Harmon tried to make a move to the outside. He's going to pick up about 8 yards on the play where he caught the ball. And the Charger offense, late in the ball game, suddenly becoming very effective.
And the key to that for Stan Humphries and his offense is first down. Watch what they've been doing in this second half. Even their first down of the game in the second half, they got 5 yards. It's been positive for Ralph Friedge and the defensive coordinator there with the glasses in the middle of the picture.
Here is Hayden, slips, he makes his cut. He's got the first down as he goes inside the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Boy, I'm talking about this guy's happy feet, and, you know, Bobby Ross is saying, please don't slip. You're running too good, and it's going too good. And I think part of it's the field. The field's coming up in a few little chunks. This guy's making such hard, aggressive cuts that it's coming up when he makes them.
The ball at the Denver 39-yard line, 12 minutes. Time remaining in the game. Denver leads by 7, 27-20. Harmon to the outside. Humphries all alone, right side, and pulling in Shannon Mitchell down the sideline. Mitchell, that is only his second reception of the year. He goes to the 15.
Well, here's a tight end in a pickup truck body with kind of a souped-up Mustang engine for legs when he catches this. Look how excited he is. He's going crazy. He runs through the first attempted tackle. He keeps going. Humphrey sets that up well, and remember I talked about the great job the offensive coordinator was doing on one side. Well, Ralph Friedgen's come up with some great calls on these last 2 drives.
15-yard line, Denver, first down. Dan wants to change the play. Hand signals because of the crowd noise to his wide receivers. Comes back to this side. Pass is complete to Harmon. Ronnie's to the 5-yard line. Could be first down and goal to goal. Let's see where he gets the spot of the ball.
We're starting to see critical things happen. Those critical things, slips. A slip cost Atwater a touchdown on Harmon earlier. Right there you had a slip by the linebacker Aldridge, a near slip by Atwater. Keep up this quick, crisp passing, and you're going to have more slips.
4-yard line, first down, goal to go. Here is Hayden to the outside, cuts back, nothing there. barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and goal to go. Tyrone Braxton shut him down for the Broncos.
There was a host of guys making plays there. You know, James Jones came all the way from the inside, and once again in a critical situation out of the middle linebacker spot, Dave Wyman came out to wrap him up and put him finally down. And, you know, Bobby Ross is looking at a situation here where I think he has got to throw this ball. And if you're going to throw in this situation, why not try a little motion, a little more Ronnie Harmon?
San Diego is going to talk it over. They take a timeout. They stop the clock. 10 minutes, 1 second. Time remaining as we step aside. The NFL on NBC.
The most affordable Lexus now comes with a moon.
Gotta be deep. It's gotta be Domino's.
The World Cup at Vail, and a little head-over-heels skiing in the parking lot before the ball game. 4-yard line of Denver. Second down, goal to go San Diego. Trailing by 7. Culver, right side. Touchdown, San Diego. Rodney Culver, that is his second touchdown of the year.
Well, that was a no-nonsense 3 tight ends formation. A little different. Shannon Mitchell was at the halfback, or at the fullback, 1 tight end. And you had another tight end in Young, basically as another lead blocker. So they had plenty of power, and he was going nowhere but straight ahead when he got that ball.
Now John Carney for the tie at 27. He's got it. The San Diego Chargers 27. The Denver Broncos 27 with 9:57 left in the ball game.
There's the lead block to the right. Watch what happens as it goes into the hole. Right off the middle, Papuna. To the right, Young. Lower your head. Wyman can't stop you. You got 6 points. And if there's a heart on 2 legs for the San Diego Chargers right now, it's the performance of this offense that's just had a couple of great drives back-to-back. And no one enjoys a great offense better in the San Diego Chargers, really, than Junior Seau and the defense. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. They're back to 0-0 as far as they're concerned. There's 9:57 left.
And remember, coming into the ball game, Denver's record 5-5, Chargers record 4-6, both on the bubble as to whether or not they even have a shot the rest of the season of making the playoffs. 72-yard touchdown drive in 7 plays.
And the rookie, Hayden, has done exactly what Bobby Ross wanted him to do. He has been the spark for this offense on both of these drives.
A spark for Denver has been this man, Glenn Milburn. Outstanding returns today, including an 86-yarder, the opening kickoff return that set up a 13-yard touchdown drive that gave the Broncos the early lead. San Diego taking a long time to come from behind. Now they have tied it. A yard deep. He's going to return it. He's out to the 10, to the 15, hip hop 20, 25. Good return. Tonight, the bestseller becomes an NBC movie event, Dead by Sunset. Ken Olin stars in this powerful world premiere movie based on a shocking true story. Parental discretion is advised, and that is Dead by Sunset, the NBC movie tonight. 28-yard line. In a way, you might say that the team that loses here this afternoon could be dead by sunset as far as trying to make the playoff. Play action fake. Goes to the far side. Pass is complete. Maybe a yard. That's Aaron Craver that pulled it in. Decked by Terrence Shaw.
Well, you know, watching the game, you know, not to overdo your dead by analogy, but this Charger team was basically dead by the gun at the end of the first quarter, and they have come back with tough, aggressive defense.
Look at the turnaround. 71 yards in the first half, 163 in the second half. Denver, 298 first half, 77 second half. Plenty of time left, more than 9 minutes. Elway to throw. Hit from behind, gets the pass off. Sharp pulls it in. And he's going to pick up 6 or 7 more yards. Elway's okay. Sean Lee got to him.
Wow, he was hit from a little bit of everything, and he was hit in the area that quarterbacks hate the most, and that's down low, down around his legs, down around those often doctor cared for wheels of Mr. Elway's.
3rd down and 3 at the 35. A little bit early in the ball game. 8.5 minutes still remaining for an Elway comeback, but he is the magician of the 4th quarter. He's trying to draw people off sides, and he may have a false start in his offensive line.
Gary Zimmerman, left tackle, quivered a little early.
Elway was really working at that, wasn't he? You could almost count it on the quarterback. The way he was bobbing his head and barking, you could pick it up here. That cost you 5 back to the 30-yard line rather than 3rd and 3. Now 3rd down and 8. But with Elway, I don't think it makes any difference, 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 8.
No, it really doesn't. What you have to do is remember that the Millers and whatnot and the Pritchards do not quit. If you're a defender, stay in the responsibilities. I don't care if it's man or zone. If he starts moving, you better stick with your guy.
From the shotgun. Lots of time, drills it, Shannon Sharp, 1st down and more. Almost to the San Diego 40-yard line. 3rd down and 8. Sean Gale finally stops him at the 41.
Wow.
29 yards on the play.
Exactly what I talked about. Holds the ball. He reads, and here comes Shannon Sharp late behind Dennis Gibson in the zone. Just a spot in the defense. There's no one to account for the tight end once he clears those linebackers for 10 yards or so before there's a DB.
Shannon Sharp catching his breath. San Diego has an injured player. And they're adding 15 yards to the play. Bobby Ross has waited. What's going on?
The call is for a personal foul against the Chargers defense, and Bobby wants an explanation. You see what he's saying right there? Did you see it? Did he see it?
The ball a moment ago was at the Denver 30. Now is at the San Diego 26-yard line with the Elway to Sharp connection, plus the 15 yards of the personal foul. And a 1st down. Is there anything on the ground? Nothing there. Junior Seau wraps up Terrell Davis.
Yeah, there was absolutely nothing there if you're from the Broncos standpoint, but there was double nickels. Junior Seau, 55, upper right part of the screen. Watch him smell the play. Watch him close, come off the block and nail him. The center, 66, wrap up the rookie, and it's kind of one of those NBA kind of don't bring that stuff in here kind of comments, I'm sure.
2nd down, 11. Play action fake. Elway into the corner, incomplete. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver, and Terrence Shaw, the rookie, stayed with him stride for stride. Good coverage.
Well, very good. See, as Miller turns his head, Shaw holds his left arm and interferes with him, and it's not called, but not quite enough air under that ball for Miller to get all the way to it. But I'm sure the hold on that right arm had something to do with not closing at the end.
He hooked him at the end, and the official was screamed off. 3rd down, 11, back of the 27.
Well, then it was a good play if the official didn't see it.
Shotgun. Elway steps up just as Seau decks him. The flag is down. The pass to Craver was incomplete, and we'll have a holding call against Denver. Now, an interesting choice. It'll be 4th and 11 if you refuse it, or if you take it again, it'll be 3rd down and 21. Tough decision here.
I'll tell you what, you're asking for a lot of trouble.
Number 69 on the offense, 10 yards, repeat 3rd down.
Ooh, you're giving Elway another shot.
Well, basically what you're going to do here is you're going to hope that he can't make up this penalty. Remember, you know, Jason Elam kicks very well in this thin air up here in Denver. It's about a you know,
45, 47-yard. Yeah,
well,
right.
it was. Right now, you're talking about 54 or so yards.
Yeah. You're right.
But I don't like the odds. I think you're really playing with fire here when you're giving John Elway that extra down.
3rd down, 21. San Diego, 37-yard line. Ball game tied at 27. 6:48 left. On the draw, Davis to the outside. The 30th flag is down. He is into the end zone, but there was a flag down.
It's another holding call on the Broncos.
Holding against Denver. They'll bring it back. Whoa, what a great call. Junior Seau explaining to the world exactly how he was held.
76, 10 yards, repeat 3rd down.
But what a brilliant call and a brilliant run.
Oh, excellent execution by everybody involved. The holding penalty is on Broderick Thompson, the right tackle. And, you know, Shanahan and Kubiak came back with a perfect call. It's just Junior Seau and the defense was attacking inside. They go outside. They score, get the hold. Huge play. Watch Seau. Working against Nalen. Here comes Thompson. Wow. You know, he hooked him. He got a hold of him, but that was not what you call a vicious, blatant hold by any stretch of the imagination.
That was marginal. 3rd down and 31. Incomplete. Going to the far side, and McCaffrey threw it behind him, and he slipped. And so that means that Tom Ruin will come in to kick it away. So a strange turn of events here in the 4th quarter. The personal foul against San Diego, very costly. A pair of holding penalties, very costly. And now the return man is Terrell Fletcher. He was costly almost the last time.
Remember his misfield on the last punt. The most important thing for Tom Ruin and the punt team, pin back the Chargers inside the 10. Make a hot offense go as far as possible.
Fair catch. Leaves it alone. Takes a Denver roll. And it is down at the 1-yard line, maybe the 2. And talk about being pinned back. 98 yards to go. Back in a moment.
Clifford Hicks, number 28, playing with fire. Watch his right foot right here. Almost steps on the goal line, but Richard Smith, the special teams coach, has got to be sitting on the sideline saying, great play, but
don't ever
almost
do it
gave me a heart attack.
San Diego from the 2. Slipping and sliding to the right is Rodney Culver.
Got a penalty flag down back there, Charlie.
And if the penalty flag is, the enforcement spot is in the end zone, it is a safety. That's what, of course, the Bronco players were all signaling. Holding against San Diego.
Well, the Denver defenders are all signaling, you know, they're signaling safety. They're doing a little begging job here.
Number 53, half a distance to the goal. Repeat 1st down.
1st down and 11. The ball goes back to the 1.
Watch Courtney Hall. He's holding. He's in the end zone when he tackles James Jones. He is definitely in the end zone when he holds. That should be 2 points for Denver.
1st and 11. Humphreys rolls, sets, throws, and they may have the 1st down. Tony Martin on his knees with Humphreys rolling to his left, throwing right-handed, and he picks up the 1st down, and he had some room to operate.
That's sort of like what Elway's been doing. He's been moving out of the pocket, avoiding the rush, and right there his receivers stayed with him the whole way, and he got a very Bronco-ish effort right there out of Stan Humphreys in his offense.
San Diego now at their own 14. 5.5 minutes left. Tied at 27. Play action fake. Backside pressure. Deep. Pass is caught by Tony Martin and then decked immediately by Tyrone Braxton. It'll be back-to-back first down. The ball at the 30-yard line.
Charlie, you know it's going to be Tony Martin. I know it's going to be Tony Martin. The defense knows it's going to be Tony Martin, but somehow Stan Humphries and Tony Martin managed to keep together two big plays in a row. Good kick-out trap block by Schlereth inside, coming around. And when you're a lineman coming around on a trap like that, I can tell you, you get your rear end out of the way quick because that guy's steaming up there behind you.
A career day of 153 yards, and you can add some more. Almost breaks it clean. He gets stronger in the fourth quarter inside the 30-yard line, very close to field goal range should they need it.
Well, they are inside field goal range for Elam, Charlie, but right now John Elway, Mike Shanahan, and Gary Kubiak are not thinking Jason Elam set. What they're thinking as a 2-minute warning creeps up on us here, they're thinking 6 points.
And Brian Habib back into the lineup for the Broncos as we step aside. We're tied. This is the NFL on NBC.
So, I suppose you'll be having Vince meet up in his bedroom for the Limbs next.
Oh, with this little fella, I won't have to call a creamy aunt. Sure, I haven't got their speaking phone. Can I play CDs? Print. And that's without going within a push or the hole in the wall.
Mr. Since you must have been behind the door and that.
And with the video capture capability to make it clip parts. It's another right picture. Ask myself and herself there 95 feet away.
Is it diet, Dr. Pepper, or regular? You have 10 seconds to decide. But if you can't tell the difference, don't worry. You probably can't taste the difference either. Even with all the time in the world. Discover the great taste of Diet Dr.
The score is tied at 27. Terrell Davis for the Denver Broncos has carried the ball 27 times. He's rushed for 162 yards, the only Bronco to rush with a football. And he gets another carry. He's to the 25-yard line. He has been averaging right at 6 yards a carry. Junior Seau with the tackle at the 25.
Well, this is attitude time for the Denver offensive line. I talked about what a great job they're doing. Right now, they're manhandling them up front. They are physically getting bodies on bodies, and when you do that as an offensive line, and you got a guy that hits the ball, hits the hole as quickly as Terrell Davis is, you're going to get some serious rushing yards, and they're doing to San Diego exactly what Kansas City did to him last week. They're pounding him.
San Diego only one timeout left. Here is Davis. He is hit at the 25, backpedals for a couple more, and the clock continues on its way. Denver, of course, wanting to use up as much time as possible. If they can score, that's fine. If not, they'll set up a field goal attempt. A charger is down. That will stop the clock. 1:03. That will become a charge timeout. That is Ray Lee Johnson, and that will be the last timeout for San Diego. Injury timeout inside the last 2 minutes becomes a charge timeout. Sean Lee. It is Sean Lee who is down. He is hobbling to the far side.
That's a big part of your inside rush defense for Bobby Ross to walk off the field here in this critical situation at 3rd and 4.
And while we are tied at 27, you at home have a chance to check out the ticker and check out what all has gone on today in the National Football League. This one, of course, is not over. Time is running out for San Diego, even though the ball game is tied at 27. Jason Elam, an excellent kicker.
You know, might be happening right here. John Elway lets this thing go down as far as he can, and they kick this on 3rd down.
And that is because in case of a missed snap, a bobble ball, you have another opportunity.
Exactly.
38 seconds. That is the time remaining in the ballgame. Jason Elam is 1 for 2 today, hitting from 20, missing right from 46. So on the year, he is now 20 for 24.
And if you're the Denver Broncos here and you would do indeed run another play, what you're basically looking at running is got nothing to do with 1st down. What you're looking at is you're going to run what you would have right here is a scooch left, because you're just trying to scooch the ball left a little bit to get it into the middle of the field.
All right.
If your designated scoocher is John Elway, he just sort of says timber and falls left, and they spot it in the middle and sets Elam up.
Seau picked up on the blitz, right side, almost popping free. First down, 14-yard line.
That all goes to the offensive line in orange for the Denver Broncos. Mike Shanahan and Greg Kubiak there on the sideline go to the right side on a run, and that offensive line just physically manhandles the Chargers up front.
Now they'll take the count down. They'll burn off another timeout to go with a field goal attempt. Probably at 4 seconds, because no, they're going to stop it at 6. Yeah. Usually they'll stop at 4, because at 4, that should take care of it.
Yeah. Well, we ran the graphic at the last possession. 35 fourth quarter comebacks, 5 against the Chargers. Put a 6 on both those. This will be the 6th against the Chargers and the 36th of John Elway's career.
And stay with us. Time remaining, as you saw from the graphic. We'll have a post-game report.
This stadium, Mile High Stadium, has got to be last in the league in bodies that have left the stadium before the gun is sounded. They are so used to this happening. I mean, it must be part of the deal.
It may be in Elway's contract.
Well, some of the places in this league, you got to put Velcro on people's backsides to get them to sit in the seats.
And look at the south stands, completely full.
Everybody up there wants to be the person in between the goalposts to catch this one.
And now San Diego. No, they did have another timeout remaining, so they take their last timeout.
Well, you're not going to freeze a veteran kicker like Jason Elam.
You're putting off the inevitable.
Yeah, you really are. From Bobby Ross and the Chargers standpoint, you get a better case of freezing out the snapper and the holder than you do a Jason Elam on a chip shot like this. And the most important person on the field, I think, right now is probably Ralph Tam, who snaps for the Denver Broncos. Because if he gets this whole thing started the right way with the snap, it's almost going to be automatic.
For Denver, individual Bronco records: Otis Armstrong 183 yards, Bobby Humphries 177. Terrell Davis now with 175, third in the history of the Broncos. Here is the field goal attempt for the victory, and he hooks it around. It is barely good. We have 2 seconds left. Oh, how close can it go?
Well, you don't get 2.5 points if it's barely good, Charlie. You get all 3. And what more does Bobby Ross's football team have to do? They hung in there. They were down by 17. The Seau defense came through. Stan Humphries in the offense came through, but it's one of those years for the Chargers.
And as Jason Elam would say, it wasn't pretty, but it counts for 3.
Watch the snap, little high, the hold, the body language of Elam after he kicks it. Watch. Hop, hop, hop. Yeah, he puts his arms like there was never a doubt.
And it was, oh yes, The Broncos are now out in front by a score of 30-27 with 2 seconds left. Now the clock does not start until the ball is touched in the field of play in the last 2 minutes of either half. And so this situation, they'll go with a squib kick. As soon as it's touched by one of the upbacks or a lineman, then the ball game is going to be over.
This ball will never be more than 5 feet off the ground.
So here's what the standings, the AFC West, are going to look like. Kansas City, the record 9-1. Oakland 8-3. Denver 6-5. Seattle 5-6. San Diego struggling with a record of 4-7.
And Kansas City leading that team. You know, Chargers last year, first place schedule. A lot of tough losses to some awful good teams this year in 1995.
Ronnie Harmon. He laterals it back, and they miss on the connection to Fletcher, and time runs out. A valiant comeback for the Chargers. They tie it up, and it just falls short. There's going to be a post-game show on the other side of the commercial, so stay with us. For Randy Cross, I'm Charlie Jones. The final score once again, the Broncos 30, the Chargers 27. Stay tuned for the post-game report right after this. So long, everybody.
I'm Greg Gibbs. Welcome to Post-Game Heaven. A quick reminder before we get to the scores. Coming up at 7:30 Eastern Time on NBC, it's Brotherly Love, Mad About You, Hope and Gloria, And then the Sunday night movie, Dead by Sunset. And we remind you, Thanksgiving Day coming up, we have the 9-1 Kansas City Chiefs against the 8-2 Dallas Cowboys. That begins 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the NFL on NBC. Now, the action from today, and we'll begin with the late scores. In Mile High Stadium in Denver, late fourth quarter game-winning drive number 36 for John Elway. The Broncos win it 30-27. Chargers without Natron Means. John Elway starting after the concussion last week. 2 first-half TD passes. This one, Anthony Miller slips the defense, takes it 34 yards for the score. 14-0 Broncos. They led 27-10 at halftime. But here come the Chargers. Stan Humphries to Ronnie Harmon. Out of the backfield, 12-yard touchdown. Cuts the lead to 7. Then Natron's replacement, Rodney Culver, ties it with a 4-yard touchdown run. Just his 2nd touchdown on the season. And then Jason Elam, the late field goal with time running down. 32 yards out. That's the game winner for the Denver Broncos, who improve to 6-5. The defending AFC champion Chargers fall to 4-7. You began to wonder about the Broncos after a while in this game. They couldn't stop them.
Well, I think the good thing that the Broncos got going for themselves, they're running the football. Terrell Davis had a great day, and I think the tough thing there is San Diego playing defense. They're just not playing defense. The offense got the job done in the second half too late.
But you do admire the way they came back, Mike.
Well, the thing about San Diego is, Greg, you know, if this would have been last year, they would have found a way to win this kind of football game, and that was the difference in this season and last season. They just can't win the close games, and it's killing them.
All right, final score 30-27. The Broncos are 6-5. Out in Oakland, the Raiders and the Dallas Cowboys. Late in this game, the Cowboys have this one all but wrapped up. It's a 34